Could we call this meeting to order? Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order, everyone. We have a roll call.
Yes. Commissioner Joseph? Here. Commissioner Lama?
Here.
Commissioner Stuyvesant?
Here.
Vice Mayor Vizcarra?
Here.
Mayor Goldman?
Here.
All members present, ma'am.
For the Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Roberto Rodriguez, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay. We are having a public hearing on the proposed millage rate and tentative budget.
Yes,
Opening.
so item 3A is a resolution adopting the City of Sunny Isles Beach tentative ad valorem millage rate at 2 mills per 1,000 of taxable assessed value, which is 4.50% less than the rollback rate of 1.9139 mills for fiscal year 2022-2023.
Honorable Mayor and Commission, just wanted to bring up a few points before you vote. So yes, we are reducing the millage rate from 2.1 to 2.0. This represents a 4.76% decrease. And I'm actually looking under the budget overview, page 31 is where I'm referencing for those that have a budget book. And we are proposing to reduce the millage because of the substantial tax base. The proposed amount for gross taxable value is actually increasing by over $1 billion, going up to $13.7 billion. With this reduction, we are still increasing our tax revenues for ad valorem taxes by almost $1.5 million. And the breakdown of, for the residents, the breakdown of their tax bill, the 2.0 millage rate represents about 11.7% of the total tax bill. And with this reduction, it's about a $20 decrease on a estimated $200,000 home that had a tax value of that amount.
Thank you. So suffice it to say, this would be the proposed lowest millage rate in the history of our city, correct?
That's correct.
Which is an incredible, our incredible ability and accomplishment, right, to continue along that trend and to keep us at the lowest rate in our city's history.
Yes.
Thank you. Do we have any public speakers or
We
on
can
this?
open up
Or
for public comment, but I haven't received any, so we can close the public comment portion for this item.
So, are we having any opening remarks, or I'd like to speak a little bit as well?
No, I think that having the lowest millage rate in the history of the city speaks for itself.
Okay.
So,
We have
Call for a vote.
no public speakers. If we have any comments from our Vice Mayor Vizcarra, Commissioner.
No, I would only echo, well done, thank you to the staff, and I mean, this is something to be proud of, so I would certainly support it.
Okay. Commissioner Stuyvesant.
The same. Thank you for what you guys are doing. We are only higher than Bell Harbor and Aventura, that they have big malls and bigger taxes, revenues than us. So I think this is amazing. So I'm very happy. Thank you to staff.
Commissioner Joseph.
I'm quite happy with it. We need to take steps in the future to increase our revenue. As the buildings on the east side, the spaces fill up and we don't have that income, we need to be thinking ahead.
Okay. Okay, with that said, unless we have any other comments, I think we all are in agreement about this millage rate proposal. So we taking a vote
A motion.
or motion?
So
We have a
moved.
Second, anyone?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Item 3B is an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Sunny Isles Beach, Florida, adopting an operating and capital improvement budget for fiscal year commencing October 1st, 2022 through September 30th, 2023 pursuant to Section 200.65 of the Florida statutes, authorizing expenditures of funds established by the budget, authorizing encumbrances, authorizing issuers of checks, providing for grants and gifts, providing for local and federal law enforcement trust funds, providing for post-audit, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Okay, I'd just like to make a couple of comments and remarks. I want to really thank so much our staff, our city administration, and in particular, our finance director and assistant director, Tiffany and Robert, and the incredible work that goes into this behind the scenes. It really is a strong work in progress and a prodigious effort. So very, very happy to see we have a record level of reserves and very healthy reserve fund to, fund our capital improvement projects without the need to borrow. I want to acknowledge that we've received in the past our Government Finance Officers Association Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. We anticipate that we'll have that this year moving forward. That doesn't happen by accident, and it doesn't happen so easily. It's really a testament to the fine quality of work and dedication that goes on throughout the year, and really kudos to our department and our staff for really putting together a great budget. We've had a lot of input from the public, and we've had extensive discussions, and I think we have a great product. So thank you so much.
Mayor, if I could just read our budget message. As you know, the staff and I have met with each of you multiple times to speak to your concerns. We've made cuts across the board based on your scrutiny and expertise to present to you a bare bones budget. In fact, this budget is only 4% more than last year. Prior administration budgets were 9.5% and 7.6% higher in the true prior years. When we started this process, we had four main goals to accomplish. The first was to involve the City Commission in the development of the priorities for the next fiscal year. And through our individual meetings with the Commission and our administrative team, we're able to freely discuss the goals for the future of the city. Special thank you to the Commission for their guidance and open dialogue, what the vision and goals are for the upcoming year. The message was clear, and the recurring theme included two things: public safety and reducing our millage rate. The second goal was to thoroughly involve the staff in the process. As it is, the department heads and their team must execute the work that this budget represents. They needed to be involved at every step. After they heard your vision, they were tasked with doing the research to provide a professional assessment of what was possible, how to do it, and what it would cost. Simultaneously, our Assistant City Manager, Audra Kurtz-Wan, performed a full 5-year review, line by line, of the actual spend of each department. Working with our Finance Director, Tiffany Neely, every department met individually with them and my office for a thorough review of what they had spent historically to identify where surplus may be cut. This was followed by one-on-one meetings with each department to review the submissions, where we scrutinize each division and cut where necessary. A thank you to our finance team and department heads who took on the challenge and made the hard decision to balance this budget and were tasked with doing more with less. The third goal was to develop a budget that remained fiscally responsible, could lower the millage rate, and ensure that our residents continue to receive the high-quality services that they expect while fulfilling the initiatives set by the Commission. This budget achieves those goals. The filing of the 2022 to 2023 fiscal year budget reduces the millage rate to 2.0 mills per thousand of assessed value. This has resulted in an unprecedented 10th year that our city has lowered the tax rate. Again, in 2021, our budget was 9.5% higher than the prior year. In 2022, our budget was 7.6% higher as compared to this proposed operating budget, which is only 4% more than last year's operating budget. Between the supply chain issues, the extraordinary increase in CPI of over 10.6% from June of 2021 to June of 2022, and the Great Resignation of 2021 that continues to affect every corner of our country in both public and private sectors, we developed a budget that kept us competitive in the employment market. This is crucial to recruit and retain qualified personnel to maintain the quality of life for our residents. And finally, fourth, and most important, remains the goal to be fully transparent. I work closely with the Commission, the Finance Department, and city staff to present an honest and manageable budget. This budget advances our initiatives in sustainability, innovation, safety, and quality. We also met with members of our public who provided us with financial expertise and gave us some additional insight, and we've implemented those changes into this budget. We listened to our residents through public outreach, workshop, surveys, and work closely with our commission and staff to deliver this budget that fulfills several initiatives as proposed by our community in a cost-effective and fiscally responsible manner. In prior administrations, budgets were higher and police department positions went unfilled or staff were not paid accordingly. We corrected those inequities, we paid off the Navarro debt, and are now collecting $33,000 a month in rent. Tony Roma's was left in disrepair with hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent due. They were also allowed to take some crucial restaurant equipment with them, which caused further damage to the facility. It has taken us months to clean and repair the damage, along with the roof and AC units. This building was not in any condition to lease, but we solved the problems and are now collecting $20,000 a month in rent. We will also release an invitation to bid the restaurant later this week. The truth is, our financial situation is the best it's ever been. Thanks to the great work of our finance team and the transparency we provide in the budget, we have over $80 million in the bank, with $10 million set aside for hurricane preparedness. Of the 33 cities, we are the third lowest millage rate in all of Dade County. This is the lowest millage rate the city has ever had. On top of all of that, we are building and have built the best police department for any public safety in spite of skyrocketing inflation. In fact, even with the highest inflation we've seen in 10 years, our budget is a mere 4% over last year. I wanted to bring to your attention a few facts for the record. We performed a 10-year look back and couldn't find any time that was like the unprecedented times we're living in now. In those 10 years, there were no cases with the CPI as high and a budget increase as low as we present to you today. Inflation from June to June was 10.6%, the highest it's been in 10 years. There are some basic needs that we require to operate our city that are things that are out of our control. We have a 70% fuel increase alone this year. Our landscaping contractor has asked for a flat 20% increase. As a personnel example, we were down to 3 dispatchers where 7 are needed. Overtime was required to cover, they barely had time to use the restroom, and if things continued, it was getting so bad that we were concerned about calls going unanswered. Those issues have been corrected, but that was the severity of the personnel issues we were dealing with. Even our social seniors have requested an increase over 50% from last year due to bus companies raising their prices. During these unprecedented times, our city remained open and operational, providing services to our residents. I extend a heartfelt thank you to all of the employees that stayed with us while we worked through these extraordinary and unprecedented times. This budget resolves those aforementioned issues, and with that, I present to you our budget for approval. Thank you.
No, any
There's
no
no
speakers, no
public
public
speakers
speakers?
that's submitted, no.
So I'd like to open up our Vice Mayor, any comments?
I think the city manager gave us a nice summary, but once again, I would certainly thank the staff. I know a lot of work went into it, and I'm not speaking into the mic again. So I just thank you to the staff. We really appreciate it, and I mean, that's all. I can't, I can only echo what you said. So.
Commissioner Stuyvesant. Commissioner Joseph.
Yes, I would just like to say that I know in the past, the commissioners had more input from the department heads regarding the budget, and I was hoping that going forward, we might bring that back to some degree.
Fair comment, fair comment. Commissioner Lama, we see an empty chair here, so, but you're there.
So I'm listening. So hello. No, I'm happy with the budget. I think first of all, I'd like to thank all of the staff that worked on the budget and all the iterations. I know there was a lot of scrutiny and changes, so big applause to them. And I think it's a budget that obviously it was needed. We needed to address some issues in order to keep operating at a, let's say, high level. Obviously, this is a city that has grown. We've added a lot more activities. We obviously have a new park, in Gateway Center and Gateway Park. We have a new facility. So all of that takes attention and it takes labor. So, we have a police department that just added 7 more officers, and we're looking to add more officers. So, I like the direction we're going. So I'm very happy with the budget, and, I'm here to approve it.
Thank you. I just have one comment. There's been extensive internal discussion and some pro formas or some attention to, the debt analysis, and we'll hopefully address that at our September commission meeting, because they're, to further that discussion and see where appropriate we might, consider some debt retirement.
Yes, we will.
So with that, I want to again, at the risk of being redundant, thank you so much. A lot of incredible hard work went into, the analysis, line by line and department by department and supplies, equipment, personnel, and so forth to, come up with a budget that's really a great working document and format going forward. So thank you. And with that, if we have a motion, if somebody would like to move?
It's an ordinance, so it would be roll call.
Yes, but we need a motion
Yes.
first, and then, so a motion.
So
Motion,
Okay.
roll call?
Commissioner Joseph,
Aye.
Commissioner Lama,
Yes.
Commissioner Stuyvesant. Yes. Vice Mayor Viscara,
yes.
Mayor Goldman.
Yes.
The ordinance passes on first reading. Second reading will be scheduled for Thursday, September 15th at 6:15.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, do we move to adjourn? Can we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second? All in favor? Aye, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.